Hi, this is Jim Bridges and I'm here with
Paul Harvey.
And we're here at downtown Docklands in Melbourne, Australia at the Australian Cartoon Museum. And we're doing one of the Paul Harvey's halftime books.
Book bites, halftime book bites.
Yes.
So these were so we're doing each book from the AFL Kids, which I illustrated in 2005.
Sports Kids.
They were written by Michael Sedney and I did the illustrations.
And you did them about 15 years ago?
Yeah, about 15, 16 years ago in 2005.
That's a relative?
Yeah, so I filled these books with people I knew, always looking for heads to fill the book. So I would put people I knew. So that was my grandmother, she was a mad tiger.
That's Sam.
That's my boy Sam.
That's Sam, yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
he's a mad lion supporter, but I made him a tiger for this.
Did you?
Who's this one?
That, I don't know.
Matthew Richardson.
Oh yeah, he's the guy who get upset when he misses goals.
He did.
Actually, I liked him because he wore his heart on his sleeve.
He did, his heart on his sleeve, yeah.
And when he got upset, he'd really get upset.
Yep.
You know, and I used to look at him as he walked off the ground after they got done.
And a great player.
And a
wonderful
great player. He had a big heart.
So Troy's Tales from Tigerland. So this was a story about mad tiger supporters.
Okay, now who's this?
That's my mate Kev. He was a mad tiger.
Okay, mad tiger.
Yeah, Kevy. I live with
And there's
Kevy
a mad tiger down there.
Yeah.
So that's your grandmother,
Grandmother?
and that's your son.
Yeah, Sammy, and that's me mate Kev.
Yeah. Okay.
And
And you live in Richmond, don't you?
I do.
Yeah.
So yes, there are a lot of people in mad tigers living in Richmond.
The tiger's there, just walks off with you.
Yes. The mascots. So I filled the book with mascots and interesting things about Richmond, and that's my brother-in-law Lee, who's a mad tiger.
Is she alive?
No.
Was she alive when this book came out?
No.
Oh, she didn't get to
died
see it.
about 1980, I believe.
Oh, she didn't get to see it.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, she's a great old lady. So I'm I think fourth or fifth generation Richmond, because she was my grandmother. My great grandmother lived on Lord Street, Lord and Newry Street on the corner, and I believe their mother lived there too. So I've been
Lord Newry.
a Tig
Isn't that
forever.
a pub in...
No, Lord and Newry Street.
Oh, sorry. Okay, yeah. Oh, I like the tiger.
Yeah, so that's running through the banner.
Yeah.
Singing the song I Wear from Tigerland. It's a great song, the Tiger song.
It is. Everybody knows it. So who are these people?
So that's Bobby Boyd. That's my brother-in-law Darren, Marky and Phil,
Marky and Phil. Okay, right.
and
All the kids all lined up.
Yeah, to get.
Is
Maddie
that's Sammy with
Richardson
makeup
job.
on, isn't it? Or is that Sammy?
One of those would be Sammy.
Yeah.
That's Sammy there.
Yeah, I know that, but who's this kid?
I don't know.
Got similar
that's at
ears.
the same ground. He doesn't have these face paints. So.
Yeah, okay, all right. And any other jokes in here?
Well, the grandmother. So grandmother's favourite player was Matthew Richardson. One day, a man in front kept criticising Richo, which is funny because Bobby, my mate, loved Richo and would never criticise him, but I had him. And grandma said, "Get off Richo's back," and the man turned around and offered her a jam donut.
Wow. Okay.
And
Is Hungry in this book?
yep.
Okay, all right.
Yep. So there's Disco Roach, the great Michael Roach, taking his great big mark. There's Hungry there, funnily enough.
That's Hungry.
Yeah.
How can you tell?
Yeah, well, because that's a famous photo.
Oh, 'cause
when
you drew
Kevin
it.
Bartlett, with his hair missing, was.
Oh, yeah, because he's got a comb over.
Yeah, so that was based on a famous photo.
Okay.
And this was the spread, this tiger spread.
There's Hungry.
So I'll paint these.
Oh, look at that. That's
Skinny Titus. Coonahan.
Yes.
So I paint the originals with brush, black line, and I'd illustrate them digitally.
And there's Captain Blood.
Yeah, so this is a famous photo of Captain Blood
But that's
running
your
out.
Captain Blood. That's not Kernahan.
Yeah, but it's a famous photo of Jack Dyer running out, and the crowd's all full of great tigers. See,
Well, that's what's his name.
Jack Dyer was number 17, and the captain gets number 17.
That's what's his name.
Roy Wright.
Roy Wright.
Thank you. You're helping me here.
And,
Can you give me one name of anybody in that crowd?
yes, Kevin Sheedy.
Kevin Sheedy, Kevin Bartlett, Tommy Hafey, Tony Jewell, Cloak, and that's Graham Richmond, who was the power breaker.
That's Ronald Reagan, isn't
No,
it? Looks like his haircut.
yeah, so it's Mopsy Fraser. So I've got
That's Mopsy Fraser.
Yeah,
I
Jimmy
really
Jess.
love you doing that.
Skinny Ties.
Good on you, mate. Because you're doing that out of Kernahan.
Yeah.
Kernahan was a great cartoon.
That's Terry Wallace, who was the captain at the time.
Yes, you've done a good job on him. I recognise him.
Good.
Yeah.
The Plough, they called him, because he was always in
The
another.
player.
Plough, the Plough.
Oh, the plough.
Yep. And there's
there he is, Hungry.
Yep.
Great gag.
Yep.
Yeah, no comb over there. He didn't pass the ball.
No, that's why they called him Hungry.
Did they?
That's why there's a bite out of the footy.
Dale Whiteson.
No, that's Kev, my mate, going for a jog.
Worn by.
Which, if anybody knew that, they would know that he didn't. Just back a bit, just put his shadow on. Very good.
Okay. That's it. Push me off screen. I know him.
Trying to get him off
I
screen.
know him.
That's the same guy. That's Matthew Richardson.
Yeah. He couldn't do beards, could he?
So that's yeah, he could. So that's them. Yeah, well, he bit of a baby face. So that's them singing the song after they had a win.
Yeah.
And Mark Cogley.
Now, why is Collingwood hate Carlton and Richmond?
Oh, just long history of animosity. So
Is
it
it because
probably
they're next to each other?
yeah. Well, there's
Well,
a bit of
they
that.
hate
So
Hawthorn too,
Fitzroy
don't
and
they?
Collingwood didn't like each other much, and Carlton and Collingwood didn't like each
Oh,
other
because
much.
I don't know about the Fitzroy Collingwood one, but I know that like my daughter went for a job at Collingwood as an artist, and the first question I asked her, who did you barrack for? And she said, Essendon. She says, oh, well, sorry, you don't get the job, but at least you don't barrack for Carlton.
That's apocryphal. I don't know if that's true.
It's apocryphal. Well, it's apocryphal. Isn't that a book in the Bible? Must be all right.
Okay, so that's Waitman training with the boys, and Sammy's down there at training, and this is
That's where he had his funeral.
yes, so that's St Ignatius in Richmond.
Yeah, you went to his funeral. That's,
I
that's
did.
Captain
Jack
Blood's.
Dyer. Yeah, Jack Dyer's funeral.
Yeah,
I did.
and tell the story about the
What do you want to know?
no, tell the story about the funeral, about what was draped over the
Oh, the
coffin.
famous tiger skin, which they don't pull out now very much now. So they had a tiger skin that they used to drape on the coffins of the great players.
Yeah.
And the story goes,
The story goes.
once we're making stories up, but the story goes that it was taken. The skin was taken from a tiger that had taken 6 people in India and had killed 6 people in India.
And how did they
And
end up with it?
they
How
bought the skin.
how did Richmond know about that?
Someone told them
Oh, because when I was a little
on
kid,
the internet. They did it on the internet.
when I was a little kid, my mum barracked for Tigers, and she used to sit there and I'd watch her when the footy's on the radio, and she'd get all this really nasty looking stuff about her face and stuff, and she'd say, "Eat 'em alive, Tigers."
Eat 'em alive,
and
Tigers,
I believed
yes.
it. I believed. I was a little kid and I believed it, and I was really shocked.
Eat them alive, tigers. That was their call.
I know.
They were pretty tough back in the 30s, and Jack Dyer was Captain Blood.
Yes.
Why was he named Captain Blood?
Oh. Because he belted people.
Errol Flynn.
Oh, the film.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so he was Captain Blood, and
But I thought because he bashed up a lot of blokes.
well, he was tough.
He was a hard
We
man.
didn't bash them up. He would run through them. He was
would
an
run
old copper,
through
you know.
I didn't know that. Actually, what I know about him is when he was on TV, and you know,
It's funny. I always wanted to meet.
he'd got all his words mixed up. They were very
yes,
funny.
yeah.
Very funny.
They called them diarisms, and he wrote a column in the Truth newspaper
That's
called
right.
Diarrhea.
That's
Dyer, yeah. And he used to. I always
Depends-
wanted to.
That's a hard word to spell. That,
I
isn't
always
it?
wanted to meet Jack Dyer. And
That's always a hard word to spell.
I sat
diarrhea.
behind him at the Team of the Century presentation in
And you didn't-
1996.
You didn't have the guts
I
to
didn't have the
talk
guts
to
to
him.
tap him on the shoulder.
Oh,
I didn't want to
that's
disturb
That's
him.
a sad story.
He was a lovely old man. So
Because-
my grandmother and all her family grew up in Richmond, and he had a milk bar. And he was very generous. He used to give all the kids lollies. He was a great guy.
Oh,
Yeah. Terrific guy.
a hard man, but a softy inside.
So we would have the song on the back page. And,
Well, we're from Tigerland, the fighting fury in Tigerland.
Singing mascot.
Well, I remember when they won the grand final a few years ago.
Mm-hmm.
My God, Richmond went nuts.
They did.
They painted the town black and yellow, didn't they?
So this is what happens to the books after they get borrowed from the libraries.
Yeah.
A lot.
Fancy letting kids read books. God,
They get quite smashed up, but they're extremely popular books.
and they still are.
They still are, yeah.
They still are.
And none of these players that are on the cover here still play. Cracker and
No.
Nathan Brown, another Nathan Brown,
Yeah.
lots of Nathan Browns. That was
Here's the
Richard Tambling. Now, Richard Tambling's famous for being picked up by Richmond when they could have picked up Buddy Franklin. And Buddy Franklin went to the next pick and became one of the greatest players ever to play the game.
Okay, all right.
But these things happen, don't they, Jimmy?
They're apocryphal, those stories, aren't they?
They are. So it's very nice to see my grandmother.
And it's nice to
Lovely
see
mate.
him. Nice to
Isabel.
see him too.
Yes.
Look, see his beard's a bit shorter in that picture. Was that the same picture you did again?
No,
had to
I
redraw
always
them.
redraw them.
Good.
Yeah.
I'm glad.
Yeah.
Never cheat, kids.
So this is Paul Harvey.
And this is Jim Bridges, and we're saying goodbye, friends.